Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. It's me again, Teacher Kent. And today, we're gonna talk about a new topic. We are already finished with our previous topic, which was about matter and the physical and chemical changes of matter. I hope you understood what we were talking about because right now we're going to the new topic. And the new topic is called forces. Again, it's called force or forces. So are you ready to know what is a force or forces? Let's start, shall we? Let me just make this one a little bigger. Okay, let's share the screen so that everybody can see what is a force or what is forces. Oh, I can't seem to share the screen. Oh, there you are. Okay. Science subject for elementary, it's forces. Again, it's forces. Now, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, what is a force, class? What is a force? A force is simply the push or pull of an object. Again, the force is push or pull of an object. When you push an object, it means you move it far from your body. This is my body, and if I push an object, it will move it far from your body. That's right. While pull is the opposite. Pull is when you pull an object closer to your body. So that's it. Force is when you push or when you pull an object. So let's watch a video to learn more about force, okay? Let me just share the screen so that we can learn about force and motion.
And motion. Force and motion.
Wow.
Okay, this person or this animal is actually near a mountain that is full of snow. Now, let's look at the signs at the back. The signs at the back says avalanche. That's not avalanche, it's avalanche. Avalanche, danger. Area closed. Avalanche, danger. Danger. Danger means something bad. So all the signs are saying that an avalanche is gonna happen. So, what is an avalanche? Well, let's look and find out, shall we? That is an avalanche, class. It means when the snow on top of a mountain will go down suddenly because somebody is singing too much or something happened, so that all of the snow will fall down a mountain.
I'm okay.
Oh, he's lucky because he has his nose, his trunk out of the snow. Avalanche is very scary, class, because you might get hurt. A lot of people even lose their lives. when they experience an avalanche.
How does an avalanche occur? What sets things in motion?
Oh, this is what we call a perpetual motion toy class. What is this? It's actually a lot of marbles. And the marbles, if you hit one, it will transfer the force to the last marble, and the last marble will move and hit each other for a very long time. It actually transfers the force.
What causes motion and what stops it?
So what is motion now, class? We know what is force. What is motion? Motion is when something is moving or movement. So force is push or pull of an object, while motion is the movement of an object.
Forces. A push, a stretch, a pitch, the attraction of a magnet, a touch, all these are forces.
All of those things he said are forces. A push, a pull, a thrust, a touch, a wipe, it's a force. You are transferring force.
A force is a push or attraction exercised by one object upon another. As the force of the wind on the blades of a windmill, the attraction between two magnets, an ox pulling a wagon, or your foot kicking a ball.
Even when you play football, for the boys, I know a lot of you play football. When you kick the ball, you are making an example of force.
A force would not exist by itself because it is an interaction. What this means is that it depends on the relationship between various objects.
Okay, so a force will not be by itself. It's an interaction, meaning it has to be made by two things: the person making the force and the object itself.
Ah! All the things that surround us exert forces on each other. And this is constantly happening.
Oh, he said that everything around us exert force on each other. And it's always happening. And we don't even notice it.
Some forces act in tiny things, such as those joining the water molecules to form a drop.
Oh, the small water molecules that combine to form a drop of water also has force. That's amazing. I did not know that.
And other forces act on humongous things, such as those governing the motion of the planets.
Oh, even the movement of the earth around the sun or the movement of the planet is also what we call a force.
Forces affect the shape and motion of all things.
Forces affect the shape and motion of all things. The force can change the shape. Let's say, for example, my phone. If I am the Incredible Hulk and I have a lot of force, I can change the shape of the phone into a circle if I have enough force. Or I can stop the motion of things. If somebody is gonna kick a ball, if I kick the ball back, I will stop the motion of the ball that is moving forward. That is motion.
They can trigger the movement of an object, speed it up, change its trajectory, stop it, or just keep it still.
Okay, force can actually do a lot of things, class. It can move an object. It can make an object move faster. It can change the direction of an object. It can make an object move slower. Or it can even stop an object. I will give example, okay? Let's say there is a ball in the soccer field and I run and I kick the ball. The ball it did not move, then it moved. It's because of force, right? It started moving. Then my other student runs and kicks the ball back. It changed the direction of the movement of the ball. Instead of going forward, it go towards teacher Kent. That's when I change the motion. Now, when I catch the ball with my hand, what happens? I stop the ball from moving. The force can also stop a ball or stop an object that is in motion. Or another example is, what if my student is pushing a cart and the cart is moving slowly, very, very slowly. So teacher Kent comes and I help push the cart. So the cart will then move faster. So force can actually make your cart or an object move faster. It's the same thing if, let's say, teacher Kent was pushing the cart and some of my kids wanted to play with me. And then they push the cart back towards me. So instead of moving forward faster, the movement of the cart becomes slower because somebody is pushing it while I push it forward. Do you understand? That is how force helps or does things to objects.
Forces can do that through contact when objects touch each other.
In order for force to be moved, it needs to have contact or it needs to touch each other.
But they can also do it at a distance, such as in magnetism, electricity, or the force that keeps us glued to the ground. Do you know which force that is?
Now, some objects need to be touched to move, to apply force. But there are those objects that the force is so strong that it's already applying it, even if you do not know. Like, for example, what object or what force stops us from flying? If we jump up, why do we always go back down? What force do you think that is? That force is gravity, okay? Gravity is always there and it's always pushing us. It's the same with magnets. It doesn't need to touch, but the force will make it so that the metals will go and touch the magnets. That is the force.
Every time something moves or changes its shape, there are forces at work. And when nothing changes, forces are at work too, offsetting or overriding each other.
Oh, there's forces is always at work, class. If something is even moving just a little bit, that means some force is being applied. But it's also the same if it's not moving. There's also force there, except the force cancel each other out. That's why it's not moving, because the force that you push are also the same force that pulls.
And what forces would cause an avalanche?
What do you think, class, causes avalanche? Oh, we see there the two things that may cause an avalanche. The two forces that may cause an avalanche. And those two are friction and gravity.
Oh, okay. Did you know that right now there are forces at work around you, keeping you still? Or are you actually moving?
That's a nice question, class. Forces is everything that's happening all around you. You might think that you're not moving, but actually you're riding the earth, right? You live on earth. And what does the earth do, class? The earth goes around the sun. That means that the forces that help us, like gravity, makes it possible for us to live in the earth without knowing that the earth itself is moving. Forces is all around us, and that is going to be the topic of our next lesson. Force. I've just started this one to give you an introduction to make you understand what is our next lesson going to be? And I think that's it. That's enough introduction for today. I will see you again next time. Goodbye, everyone.